guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Hairsa, also known as the Hairsa Way, and today I'm so excited because I'm going to be talking about my best products for 2023. This is actually a tradition that I do on my Instagram stories usually, where I talk about my top 30 products for the year. And how I do that, I usually divide them into 3 categories, 10 products each. First category is best new to me products. That means products that I tried for the first time this year, not necessarily that they came out this year. And then second category is products that I've tried prior to this year, but that I loved this year. And third category is skincare items. This is actually my first time showing my face since my comeback on YouTube, but it's only gonna be for the intro and the outro. So without any further ado, let's get started. Now we're back with my blue makeup desk, and I'm gonna get started with the first category, which is 10 best new products to me. These products, like I said before, didn't necessarily come out this year. I just tried them for the first time this year. Also, the order I mentioned the products is totally random. This is not a ranking by any means. And the first product for that first category is the Blend Bunny Cosmetics All Done Up palette. This is what she looks like. Now, a little bit of history about this palette. When this first came out, I believe this came out in 2022. And when I first saw it, I was like, no, this is a neutral palette. I don't care. I don't like it. This whole row here looks very similar to each other. Whatever. I just was, I don't want to say a hater, but I was like not enthusiastic about this palette. Then as the year went on, 2023, I was like, oh, okay. This person's look looks like really cool. This other person's look looks really cool. And when I go to the product like list or ask them what mattes they use, they always say, oh, like all done up and like this and that. And I'm like, oh, damn it, that is a pretty palette. And then I look at it more and more on the website and I see the rows and how well done they are, like especially this green row and the gray and white and black and this mustard one here. And I'm like, I really want this palette. And I waited a whole entire year to get this for Black Friday, and I did. Now, I know that this is very new to my collection, very new palette to my collection. I get it, but I think she totally deserves a spot in my top 30 in general because I've used this palette since I got it, and it's amazing quality, and I think it's such a well done neutrals palette. And it's not even like just neutrals, it's like neutrals well done in a way that is like so multifaceted. I don't know if I'm making sense, but also I do want to mention the shimmers. Absolutely fantastic. Like Blend Bunny really stepped it up with the shimmers. I love this palette. I know it's like very, very new to my collection, but again, I swallowed up all the words I said about this palette because I freaking love it. Alrighty, next up is going to be a brand I tried for the first time this year, actually pretty late into the year, and this is Bella Beauty Bar. I actually talked about one of these singles in my previous video on my top best like indie single shimmers for the year, and Strength was one of them. So Strength was the first single I actually tried from the brand back in September/October, and then I ordered these other 4 ones for Black Friday, and let me tell you, I absolutely love them. I did use this Digital Zombie hollow for my New Year's Eve look. As you can see, it already has a dip on it, but I love their singles. I think they're so pigmented and so sparkly, and I'm so excited to get some more singles that I've had on my wish list from this brand for a while. I'm just waiting for them to restock, but I think they're just amazing, and I cannot wait to see what the brand comes out with in 2024, especially in the singles, because that's something that I'm always interested in when it comes to indie brands. But yeah, I love Bella Beauty Bar singles. This is all I have. That's why I put them in this little palette to show y'all for this video. All right, third product for the category are my Mon Professional Shadows. I tried this brand for the first time. I actually did talk about Atomic in my top 10 indie singles for the year. I love this brand. I did talk about how to order from them. It's usually when Sarah, the owner, opens up on Instagram. She doesn't have a website or an Etsy, but I love the quality of these shadows. They're so pigmented. The colors are so unique. Nothing else in my collection, honestly. And I am so excited to see what she comes up with in the future because I love the sparkle and shine and longevity of these on the eye. I mean, look at the colors I have. Like, look at this. Like, look at these multi-chromes, y'all. So beautiful. I'm always excited to find new indie brands and to support new indie brands, especially when they come out with unique and colorful multichromes and shimmers in general, even if they're just duochromes. I'm just a huge fan of sparkle, if y'all can tell. But yeah, Mon Professional totally deserves a spot in the top 30 for 2023 for me. Alrighty, fourth product is actually gonna be lips. I'm taking a break from eyeshadows for a second. These are the Sephora Plumping lip glosses. I think they're the Outrageous line, if I'm correct. Yeah, I believe it's the Outrageous Plump Effect, something like that. The name is something complicated that I'm not gonna remember. But these are the glosses that I have from them. These are the shades 11 and 60. I love these glosses. First of all, I do not mind the plumping effect. I actually quite prefer it. But the thing I love about these glosses specifically is the shimmer. Oh my God. First of all, the shimmer is like I think honestly, these are the shimmeriest glosses I have in my collection. And I got them, I got them in October. No, I'm pretty sure it was like end of October when Sephora was having like a sale. You know how they do those sales, but Sephora collection is always 30% off in sales. I didn't buy anything but Sephora collection for that sale. I don't really shop at Sephora either way. So, this was like a very new discovery. I'd seen people talk about these. I did see this particular one in a reel from a creator saying like, oh my God, this gloss is beautiful. And I was like, ooh, baby pink. Interesting. Let me give them a look. And I got two of them. And these are, like I said, the shimmeriest glosses in my collection, but also they last on the lips quite a little bit and they look beautiful. They just like make your lips look so like sparkly and dimensional in a way. They layer stunningly with like lip liners or even liquid lipsticks. Highly recommend them. In a sale, they're even cheaper. Sephora collection, thankfully, is quite affordable compared to like other brands that are at Sephora. So very excited for this discovery. I was on the website looking at the shade range that they have for these glosses, and I was like, ooh, more shimmers. I'm going to get them in the other sale. So I'm pretty sure they're going to have some sale in spring or whenever they have their VIB whatever events that they have. So I'm excited to get more. This is definitely a standout product from 2023. I did use this on my New Year's Eve look and the tutorial is out. Self-promotion. Fifth product is a Sephora collection eye pencil. Look at that. It just blends in with my makeup desk perfectly. Can y'all tell I love blue? This is, let me read it. First time I'm reading it. Honestly, the names are so long. Ultimate Gel Eyeliner, waterproof. This is in the shade Cobalt Matte. Now, things that I look for in eye pencils is longevity. Obviously, I want them to last on the waterline and on the lid. I do care about creaminess as well. I want them to be creamy to the point that I can smudge them as I apply them, but not that creamy that I could just like, smear them all over. I don't want them to be that creamy. But again, I do not mind, but longevity is a very important part of it. And I also don't like when, eye pencils dry out very quickly and then they become so hard to use. Like literally they're like rock hard and they just don't apply and hurt your eye. So far, this Sephora eye pencil has not let me down. First of all, the first thing that I loved about it when I swatched it in store, and by the way, I did get it the same time I got those glosses that I mentioned, the Outrageous glosses. This is a true cobalt blue, which I've been looking for such a long time. I know it's hard to believe, but honestly, true cobalt blues, and I'm not a swatcher, but I will do a swatch. Like true cobalt blues like this are hard to find in eye pencils. A lot of them are just like lame ass blues that are not even cobalt. Like this is cobalt. Look, like it literally same color as my desk. And this bad boy lasted on my eye the whole entire day, on my lid and on my waterline. So of course, I had to put it here in my top 30. It's such a good eye pencil. I really want to try more from this line because the Sephora collection brand has like a bunch of eye pencils like in their line. So I'm like, oh my God, which ones do I choose from? I got a bunch. Let me tell you, I got a bunch of eye pencils because I do love to have them in different colors. And this one is one of my favorites, obviously. We talked about some lip products, some eye products. Now let's talk about some face products. And again, I'm not categorizing them by anyways. This is just like 10 best products that were new to me this year. I'm just trying to diversify it a little bit in the order that I'm putting them on. These are the Kaleidos powder blushes. Now, the first one that I got earlier this year was this one right here called Dream Walk. As you can see, I've used it quite a little bit. The imprint is pretty much gone. Let me show you how a newer one looks like. This is Sanguine, the red one. And this is Sunburnt, I believe, the peachy one. I have used all three of them. The pink one the most because I've had it for longer than the other two. And also because the pink one is not the most pigmented out there and it does need quite a little bit of buildup, but this is what they look like. So when they first released them, I wasn't the most enthusiastic because I'm a big believer in using even eyeshadow as blush, you know? And I was like, oh, I have these colors, yada, yada, yada. But, and again, I'm sorry for going into a longer history, but I have to. I feel like, hey, this is a YouTube video, right? This is what I'm on YouTube for, to yap a little bit more than I can on Instagram. So when I was trying to replicate certain blush colors with eyeshadows, certain blush colors that I didn't have in my collection, I was using eyeshadows. I became kind of obsessed with this shade from the Blends palette from Blend Bunny called Promise. And the shade Promise is this beautiful, paler pink with a blue undertone, but it's way darker, not way darker, but also way more pigmented and more saturated than this Kaleido shade right here. Actually, let me show y'all. This is Promise. This right here, you can tell the difference. You can tell how Dream Walk, which is this one, is a bit lighter and not as blue as Promise. But I became so obsessed with Promise that I use it so much I have even a dip on it. But I wanted to find a blush because I didn't want to completely run out of a shadow. And, I can't obviously purchase a whole palette for one particular single tiny shadow that I want to use as blush. So then I decided, I was like, okay, fine, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go for the Kaleidos blushes. And I tried this one. And at first, when I started using, I was like, oh, it's okay. I do have to build it up quite a little bit. But you know what? I got used to that. I actually quite enjoy using it. Obviously, I have used it quite a little bit. And then this Black Friday, I was like, you know what? F it. I'm going to get the red one and I'm going to get the peachy one. I really, really enjoy these. I do want to point out that Kaleidos really needs to step up their game when it comes to their blush shade range, because honestly, the ones that they released with their, was it Alma Viva, something like that collection, were really disappointing. They were very light. Honestly, they can't work on even medium to deeper skin tones. Even medium skin tones, I feel like it would have a hard time working with those. I feel like a lot of people did not like them because of how pale they are. Honestly, even me, who I'm a light skin tone, I prefer blushes that are a bit more darker and more pigmented. Yes, I don't mind the buildup, but I also prefer blushes that are darker. Obviously I love a red blush. I love a berry mauve blush. So I do need to point that out, that they need to step that up. But I think this is a solid formula they got going on. They just need to do better with the color selection, honestly, and the depth of the shades that they are offering. I do think these blushes are very nice and very lovely. Actually, I would love to see them come out with a glowy formula. I feel like they don't do releases as often as before, but I really do hope that they stick to their innovative and colorful roots, but come out with some glowy ones. I would love to see that from them. Alrighty, more blushes. These are the Half Magic Beauty. I already forgot the name. I literally just read it on the Ulta website and I already forgot it. Anyways, these are the Half Magic Beauty blushes. And I just literally, this is so funny. While reading the name, I just found out that these are actually supposedly cream blushes. That's hilarious because let me tell you something about these blushes. First of all, let me go into history. Again, Yapper Hairstyle coming right at you. These blushes, I saw when they came out with them. They come in this beautiful neon green packaging, but that's recyclable. You can get them out and they are magnetic, thankfully. By the way, these are the shades Only Drama and Magic Brownie. And when they came out with them, I did quite love the range. That's what I'm talking about. If you're going to come with a blush range, you need to make sure that those shades are going to work on everybody, even though they're lighter and medium toned and darker toned. These are the two darkest ones that they offer. Like I said, I do love a darker blush. And when I got them in August, I believe. Yeah, it was August. Actually, fun fact, and I mentioned this in my very first video, when the packing video, I was waiting for these to arrive before I went to New York, and they did. They arrived literally the night before, so they came to New York with me unplanned. So they did take a trip with me. They've gone other places with me because I do love this formula. But let me get back to what I was saying. I went to the Ulta website to read the name to say it here, which, by the way, total failure. I don't even remember the freaking name. And I just am finding out that these are blushes. And I was going to say this, that these are putty. Like when you touch them, they feel like a putty formula. But honestly, they don't feel... It's funny because to me, these don't feel like cream blushes. I have not been using them as cream blushes. That is crazy. But you know what? I guess they work because... Let me actually, I know that this is not the point of the video, but I gotta go into this explanation because I'm a little freaking shocked right now that these are cream blushes, because when I think of a cream blush, I mean, you can tell the difference. Look, like the Fenty Beauty, for example, like you touch it and it feels like a cream. These ones feel like more like a cream to powder formula, and I have been using them as powder blushes, which is crazy. But anyways, that goes to show that they're a versatile product. Hey, if you've been using them as cream blushes, I've been using them as powder. Maybe there's people that do both. I don't know, but all this to say that this is a fantastic formula. And even though these can go quite pigmented on the cheeks, and it's very easy, especially for my skin tone. I'm a light skin tone, for these to look a little clownish if you go too harsh and too crazy. But they're so easy to blend out with like a big like fluffy powder, brush. You could just go over it and it just blends out beautifully. I've been using these as powder. Again, sorry, I'm totally shocked by that. This is completely taken over the video right now, but I love these blushes. I especially have used this very often. Only Drama. This has come with me to New York and Miami too. I think DC too. I love this freaking blush. I think these are such beautiful tones that will look beautiful on anybody, honestly. And they look beautiful on the cheeks. I haven't had any issues with longevity or them disturbing the foundation underneath. So everything is good. I love them so much. Clearly, they made it to the top 10. And hey, I learned something new today. So that's great. And also, they're not shimmery, but maybe some like shadow specks fell on this one and made it look like it's shimmery, but they're not. They're both like, a matte formula. But again, beautiful blushes. They blend out beautifully, very easy to build up and very easy to blend out if you overdo it. But gorgeous formula, half magic beauty. I'm excited to try more stuff from them, especially their lip glosses. I'm very, very intrigued. Alrighty, 8th product. I feel like I'm being very repetitive and boring with like literally what have I done so far? Just blushes, shadows, eye pencils, and glosses. But I like what I like, it's like if it's something good, it's something good, but I'm just wanted to point it out, my repetitiveness. But Sephora collection again, same time I got the glosses and the other eye pencil. These are let me read it here, 12-hour retractable eyeliner. This shade is the matte forest green and this shade is the matte olive. These exactly like the blue. Again, longevity, creaminess, enough for me to either smudge them out or for them to last on the waterline. I think they have a beautiful, color selection. These are colors that I already didn't have, a good olive and a good, dark forest green. So I was like, let me just go for them. And I really, really, really enjoy them. I do wear them often, especially when I go to work. I do love doing, just a quick wing with whatever liner I'm feeling that day, and it's good to have color selection. So and these are also waterproof, so that's great. I do really, really enjoy the Sephora collection eye pencils, so I cannot wait to get more. Let me tell you, I'm just waiting for a sale because they are 30% off, but thankfully, like I said before, already affordable. I know, I'm sorry. Another blush. I promise. The last blushes for this category. The last blushes. These are the Instain blushes from the Balm. Let's talk about, I still kept the carton, I know. I usually don't keep packaging, but for these I kept it. Let's talk about this packaging. I talked about it in my last live with Jen. I really love a feminine girly packaging. Look at that. Even the vintage feel of it, so pretty. So in love. And this feels like a little tiny magazine, and then you open it and it has beautiful decoration, is that what you call it, or print, whatever, on the inside too. And it does come with a mirror. Look at that. This one is floral. I really, really enjoy these blushes. These are in the shade Swiss Dot and Toile. The Toile one is like a corally red, even though camera isn't picking it up like that. It's a little bit pinker in real life, not as like orangey looking. And Swiss Dot, it's more of an orange, and it's a little bit not as desaturated as it's looking on camera. I don't know why my camera is picking it up that way, but yeah, these blushes are quite pigmented, but they're buildable. And again, if you overdo it, very easy to blend out. I feel like as by now you can tell what my preference in blushes is, and I do love a good like saturated blush. I do really enjoy these, and again, the packaging is a plus, but that's not what's bringing it to the top 30 for the year. But I do want to say I highly recommend these blushes. I would love to get maybe 2 more shades because I do have my eye on a few more of their shades. They have a good color selection. Alrighty, and 10th product is gonna be glosses. Listen, I understand if you click off this video because this is so boring. The first top 10, I'm so sorry. But again, Sephora collection really came through for me this year. Like this was a good discovery, you guys. Listen, if I liked it, and if it's like really something that I really, really love, I gotta mention it in my top 10. You can't blame me. You can't freaking blame me. But anyways, these are the glossed, I guess, line of glosses from Sephora collection in different from the what's the other outrageous glosses, whatever those things are called. I'm terrible with names, as you can tell. These are not like hydrating or plumping by any sense, which might not be like something that I look for in a gloss. I usually prefer glosses that are hydrating. However, if a gloss does have a tendency to last on the lips and for it to be pigmented and not like create that weird goopy like stuff on the lips, for me it's still a winner no matter what. These are the shades. Let me tell you the shades. These are #blessed Supreme. This one is my favorite one. Then we have Yes Honey. Wild is this light purpley one, and the darker one is Regal. I do love the shimmery ones too. They show so well on the lips. I'm very excited. Again, broken freaking record over here, but I'm very excited to pick up some more from this line because even though they look like they're full, this one I've used quite a few more times. This one I've used more than all the other ones, and it's already like kind of like you can see that I've made a dent in it. So they, even though they look like big and like you can never run out of them, it's not hard to run out of them. So I'm like, ooh, okay, I will want more because I can justify a purchase when I'm like, you know, they're not that hard to run out of. Obviously, I don't want stuff to like pile up. I have a bunch of glosses, but I do run out of glosses quite often. So I love this freaking formula and I am excited to get more. That's all I can say. And they last long on the lips. I know. The most repetitive top 10 of the century. But hey, I'm not done with products yet. I have 2 more categories, so 20 more products coming up. Alrighty, next category are products that I have tried prior to this year and I quite enjoyed and loved this year. And again, these are products that are older or that I've had for a longer time, so I'm excited for this. Let's get started. Alrighty, more shadows. I'm sure you guys are excited. These are my Diona single eyeshadows. These are all shimmers. I do have one matte, but the matte I bought literally like the last few days of December, but these are the ones I've used the most. And again, not all the shimmers because some of these shimmers are like very new to my collection. You can tell even which ones are newer, which ones are older by usage. Sorry, I do have 2 empty spaces because these 2 shadows are in a BYOP and I was kind of lazy to get them out, honestly. Let's talk about these shimmers. First of all, they were part of my best of last year too, so yay for Diona for making it once again in my top 30 list. I absolutely love my Diona shadows. I mean, if you saw my last, like most recent video with my top 10 indie shimmers, you saw that out of 10 of them, 4 of them were Diona. Clearly, I really enjoy their formula. I love each and every one of them that I've used. Again, some of these I haven't used yet because they're very, very new to my collection. I mean, clearly I enjoy them. Therefore, I have purchased quite a few times from them. I did miss purchasing from them because I was waiting for a sale and they didn't have like a sale last Black Friday in 2022. So, you know, obviously I had to take advantage this Black Friday and I absolutely love their formula. I always wear it on top of a glitter glue with any shimmer formula. That's what I do. This is not just exclusive to Divina. I love them. They're sparkly, they're shifty, they're very easy to work with. Honestly, that's all I can say. And they last all day. They last all day. Like, honestly, it doesn't take a lot for a shadow to impress me. Like, I don't need it to do anything more than just last, be sparkly, be, you know, shifty or like special in a way. I don't like satins or like just metallics, like simple metallics. Once I discovered indie makeup, like sparkle was my love. So these are very easy to work with. And again, like, honestly, I know that I'm not like saying much that is like, ooh, mind blowing, but I love these freaking shadows because they just fulfill all those 3 criteria that I have. So that's it on Divina. They deserve a spot. They definitely deserve a spot. This is the 3rd year in a row that they've been on my top 30. So that says something for my love from them. This is my Finini Pixie Epoxy glitter glue. A fantastic product. It does not have a label because it started peeling off and I just took it out. This is the glitter glue actually that I use with all of my indie singles or shimmers in general. But I mean, I mostly use indie singles, so what am I talking about? I love this glitter glue. First of all, this is my 2nd one, and as you can see, it's already almost going halfway through, so you can tell how much I use it. I do have 2 backups waiting for me, so I never want to be without this glitter glue. It's wherever I travel, this goes with me. If any shimmers are coming with me, which doy they are, this shimmer comes with me too. This glitter glue, sorry, comes with me too. I absolutely love it. It does go on clear, even though it looks white in the container. It goes on clear. It's very easy to do detailed work with, which I know I sound like a broken record. I do love detailed work with shimmers. It's very easy to do this with, you know, this kind of work, detailed work with this glitter glue. I also love the fact that it goes on clear. That means any skin tones can use it. Honestly, it's not gonna look like weird or chalky. Just make sure that if you have this product, make sure to not use a lot. You don't want it to look like extremely layered on the eyelid. Though, like this, a little bit gets the job done. You want to make sure that it's like dispersed or distributed evenly throughout the lid, and the shimmers will stick, I promise. But just don't use a lot. I guess all that to say is that less is more with this kind of product. I really, really love the Finini, and this is the 2nd year in a row that makes it in my top 30. So kudos to Finini. This is an amazing, amazing product. I could write an essay on this product and how good it is, because I used to swear by the NYX glitter glue, and once I tried this, that one just blew it out of the water, honestly. Alrighty, 3rd product for this category is the Fenty Beauty blotting powder. I think it's called Invisimatte blotting powder. Let me see. Invisimatte blotting powder universal, because there's only 1 shade, and this is what it looks like. Sorry, you can see my funky robe there. I love this blotting powder. I know it's not an exciting product by any means, and I've been using it for many years. This is exactly what you think it is, blotting powder. Instead of blotting sheets, a lot of times I bring this with me, because when I'm going out, you know, I just put a few things in my purse, like, you know, my lip combo, maybe like a tiny vial of perfume, and this. The brush does not come with it. You have to buy it separately, and their older packaging, the brush is magnetized to the compact, but with their newer packaging, such as this one, it does not magnetize. I don't know why they made that choice, but the newer packaging is refillable. So this is still old packaging that I have. I've gone through at least 3 of these. This is such a lifesaver for oily skin. Like I said before, have an oily skin type, and my nose is, I don't know what to tell you. It's almost slippery, especially when I'm not wearing any makeup, because makeup, you know, I wear, like, for example, my Touch of Silk Canvas primer, which, you know, does control my oils a little bit. If I'm not wearing any makeup, my nose especially, and the area surrounding it, I cannot tell you how oily it is. Like, it's slippery. That's how oily I tend to become. So I know that sounds gross, but hey, that's my skin. So this is such a lifesaver when I'm going out. I actually was kind of inspired by Rihanna to get it, because when it first came out, I actually was with the very first line of products when it first came out. So you know, it wasn't like the most exciting thing, because the exciting things were like the gloss, the foundation, you know, all that stuff. But I heard Rihanna talk about it. I know it's one of her favorite products many, many years ago. I think she was like in the Met Gala or somewhere. She was talking about this powder. She said, if my purse does not fit it, I do not bring a purse that does not fit this product, because she also has an, you know, oily skin type. And it's a universal shade, because look, it has no color. Like, even though I'm like applying it to my finger, you can see there's no color, so any skin tone can use it. I also love to set my eye primer with this. I don't know why I love doing that, but I think because this doesn't add any color and it's not thick as a powder, like, you know, a loose powder, if you apply loose powder on top of something, it sets it and you can feel like that like layer of powder. This doesn't feel like anything, so that's why I love to set my eye primer with this too. That's like another function I use it for. So I am shocked that I haven't put this in my like top 30s years ago. At least not last year, I did not put it. So this is such a good product. I've been using it for years. Not exciting by any means, but still an amazing product. Let's talk about an oldie but a goodie. This is the Milani Make It Last Original Setting Spray. I have been using this for many years, since like 2016 or 17, depends when it came out. I think it came out like 2017, but I might be wrong on that. So needless to say, I've been using it for many years. This actually did make it to my top 30 last year too. Oh my God. So this is the second year in a row. I think that setting spray might not be like the most exciting makeup item out there, but it's such an essential in one's routine, at least in my routine. Nothing beats this setting spray. And yes, I have tried the Urban Decay All-Nighter. I have tried quite a few other ones. I've tried the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. Did not like those. This just, I can tell the difference. The very few times that I've forgotten to use this, I have immediately been able to tell the difference with my makeup. This not only makes the makeup last, but it also, if you like over applied powder and you look super powdery, this will make sure that that powder just like kind of like, I don't know, like melts onto the skin. I don't know if that's a good like way to like explain it, but it genuinely melts onto the skin. It just is beautiful, and it's not too luminous. I do not prefer luminous setting sprays because I am, you know, oily skin. I have an oily skin type, so obviously I prefer something that is like, you know, not too matte, not too like luminous. I prefer something in the middle. This is exactly it. I know that they have another like more like dewy formula and another like one with SPF, but this is the only one I've tried, and it does look new because I run out of at least like 2 or 3 of these a year. It's real love, guys. It's real love. Back to shadows, because who is surprised? And who's surprised that blends made it to the list once again this year? And of course it was part of the list last year, because last year, at least 2022, when I say last year I mean 2022, it made it into the list because it was the year that I actually tried it. So I've had this now for almost 2 years, because I purchased it January 2022. And this is what she looks like right now. I have 5 pans in it. And I know that you guys are not shocked by this, because especially you've been following me for a while on Instagram, 9 times out of 10, I'm using at least one of the shadows from this palette, from the Blend Spiral from Blend Bunny. I mean, obviously, you can tell the love that I have for this freaking palette. I think it's such an amazingly done rainbow palette. Just this is a rainbow palette to end all rainbow palettes. And I've mentioned this before, but I love the fact that it has a white, a gray, and a black. I think that adds so much to the palette. And actually, this matte black is my favorite matte black in my collection. I don't think I have anything as matte and as deep as this black right here. Nevermore. I love this palette. Again, 9 times out of 10, I am using this in a look. I don't even want to link looks that I've done with this palette, because that would mean that I would link my whole freaking Instagram, and that would be a lot of work, because I love this freaking palette. It also comes with me wherever I travel. Very rarely does this not come with me. Blend Bunny's formula in general I love, but Blends, I think it's probably still my top favorite from the brand. I think she's still my favorite. But I do love all their other palettes, but Blends has a very special place in my heart. It does. Alrighty, 5th product are the Nars Power Matte Liquid Lipsticks. First of all, these did make it in my top 30 last year, so once again this year. I only had 2 last year when I did this, like, you know, top 30 list, and now I have 9. Can you imagine that? Like, this is an amazing formula. I absolutely love this formula and their color selection. I really hope they do come out with more shades. I know that this might not be their most like popular product, although I think it's an amazing liquid lipstick formula. I use these not only all over the lips, but I line with them too, and they're so great because the wand, let me show you all one of the wands. Always shake it, by the way, before you use it because they are a little liquidy. See how the wand is like very thin, like it's easy to do like a little like liner on the lips. And these last a long time, but they don't dry out the lips. I personally am very particular about liquid lipstick formulas because I do not like a drying formula, and I do not like a formula that is like, for example, like, oh, it doesn't budge for 24 hours or that kind of like crazy shit. I'm not into that. For example, like Anastasia Beverly Hills and Huda, that's not my kind of liquid lipstick. I like something that is not necessarily super matte, like something that leans a little bit like satiny, that is not like fully matte, like devoid of any shine on the lips. I am into that, and I don't mind if they don't last, but these do last quite a little bit on the lips. They also don't dry out my lips, but I also always use them on top of like balm, which my balm is a gloss, actually a Fenty Beauty fussy lip gloss. That's my I use that as a balm, but I always like, you know, blot it off a little. Obviously, I don't want to disturb the formula of a liquid lipstick and completely put it on top of a gloss. So there's still some like hydration and moisture on my lips when I wear these, and they wear beautifully. I don't have any issue with them. I love this formula so much. So as you can see, my collection of them has grown quite a little. I believe we are on number 7, and here we go with eye pencils again. I'm sorry if you guys have gotten sick of me already mentioning eye pencil after eye pencil after eye pencil, but the Mario eye pencils are some of my favorite. These also made it on my list last year, and these are called, I believe, Master Pigment Pro pencils. Yes, that's right. I only had 2 last year, and look how tiny they are compared to this one, which is newer. Oh my god, I love these ones so much. The middle one is the black one, my favorite black eye pencil. Then this one is like a reddish burgundy color, and this one is like a dark tealish blue. Absolutely love this formula. Mario's formula is exactly what I look in an eye pencil. Creamy, it lasts, and it gives you ample time to smudge it out if you need to, and it does come with a brush at the end, which I know my brush looks rough, but I use this very often to create that like, you know, sexy, sultry, like smoked out effect at the very end of my wing. I love doing that with these eye pencils. And yeah, I use them very often, you guys, on the lid and on my waterline. They last, like his formula lasts. So of course I had to mention it again. You know, I love it. I can't help it. I do love it. Alrighty, next up is this Milani Eyeshadow Primer. Now, as you can tell from the packaging, I do still have the old packaging. I do not go through these that often. It's like at least like 1 per year, but listen, I've been using this eyeshadow primer since 2016, and I don't think there's anything better than this. Like, I love using this stuff. First of all, this is not necessarily, it doesn't have like a tint or anything. It goes on pretty, like, it's close to my skin tone, so it goes on pretty smoothly on my eyelid, and I always put it on top of a little bit of eye cream, and it doesn't disturb it or anything. It's fine. And then, like I mentioned before, I love to set it with my Fenty Beauty blotting powder, and my eyeshadow lasts forever until I wash it off. But I have tested this bad boy out in the cold, in the heat, in the like humidity, everything. This just is such a great product from Milani. Milani really kills it when it comes to like their eye primer and setting spray. I just cannot do my routine without them. So I can't believe this. I don't know if this became part of like my best stuff for the years, but it wasn't last year, so I can't believe I haven't like sung praises to it yet in a video, but here it is. Milani Eyeshadow Primer, the best there is. Alrighty, 9th product for this category. don't worry, do not be alarmed. These are lip pencils. Finally, after so many eye pencils, finally we get some lip liners. And these are the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencils. I have 4 shades. This is Wherever Walnut. This is Endless Cacao, a very popular one. That is this one is Total Taupe and Boundless Berry. So I have pretty much like 3 nudes, 2 of them being very cool toned and darker than this one, and a berry pink, more pink than berry. These have such a nice formula. As you can see, the pencils themselves are wooden, which wooden pencils usually tend to be very dry and they tug on the lips, but not these. These are actually pretty creamy for wooden lip pencils, and they last quite a little bit on the lips. As you can see, I've used them quite a little bit. They're very like long pencils, except this one, which was a sample size that I got with like, not sample size, but whatever, like a freebie that I got with like a Sephora order many years ago. These 3 I actually bought as full sizes, and as you can see, I've used them quite a little bit. I love these so much. They're wonderful for like, you know, lining the lip basically and putting a gloss on top, especially these 2 cool toned ones. They're very unique colors because they lean a little bit like grayish but not grayish at the same time. I don't know how to describe them. They're very nice. I don't think I've ever found like a color dupe for these, and they're just like amazing. Again, I use them so often. Like if I know I'm doing a lip that I want like a darker outline and then a very cool toned lip, I usually go for cool tones. When I use these 2 specifically, I know which ones to reach for. I use them in so many looks, like so many tutorials. You'll see that I'll pull out one or the other. Like I love this formula so much. I want to get more colors. And last but certainly not least, an oldie but a goodie. My God, I love this palette so much. I mean, look at it. Look at the usage on this palette. I have 4 pans. This one, this shade right here, and these 2 right here. The mattes in this palette are what I prefer more. Firstly, when I first tried this palette, by the way, what am I doing? I'm a terrible YouTuber. This is the Club Nebula palette from Kaleidos Makeup in collab with Angelica Nyqvist. Honestly, one of the best palettes ever, like of all time. I mean, in my standard, this is one of the best palettes of all time. So first of all, I tried this palette when it first came out in 2021, very beginning of 2000, I think like even January probably of 2021. And that was the first time that I was kind of like introduced to a more like sparkly formula. So these shimmers to me were like everything, you know. Then I tried like other indie brands and I'm like, oh, wait, these are way better. But still, this is a very solid, even beginner friendly sparkle shimmer formula. But the mattes in this palette are so well done, you guys. I mean, that's what, when I reach for this palette, 9 times out of 10, it's for the mattes clearly. And all of these have big dips in them, like especially these 4 right here. And the Kaleidos mattes are honestly one of my favorite matte formulas when it comes to palettes because they blend out so well. I think Kaleidos does such a good job with color stories. I mean, obviously this is Angelica's work, so Angelica really killed it with this palette. I think this is, honestly, if I could keep one palette and one palette only that has shimmers and mattes together, this would be it. And I reached for this a lot this year. Such a solid palette. I mean, these mattes blend beautifully. Like I said, the shimmers are beautiful too for even like a quick look. Even if you want to do just like one matte on the crease and just pop a shimmer, you're good to go. If you like a quick but more sophisticated look, this is such a good palette. And I do love the packaging too. It's very sturdy. I know that some people do not like the chunkiness of it, but it reminds me of a clutch. So I think it's really pretty. I know that a lot of people love this palette. It was limited edition, unfortunately not, you know, available anymore, but I will always forever use it. I have it, I'm gonna use it. So sorry for all of y'all who did not get a chance to get this one, but I'm sure, you know, it can be duped, but again, it deserves a spot because I reached for it so much this year. Alrighty, and now the last category, the last top 10 for the year is top 10 skincare. And for skincare, I don't have any criteria. It's just best skincare, whether I tried it this year or not. Alrighty, first product for my skincare list is this To-Do List cleansing water. Yes, the actual brand's name is To-Do List, and this is a Korean brand, and I do get this micellar water from Amazon, and I believe this is probably either my third, I think it's probably fourth more like bottle ever. I love this cleansing water. Because it actually, the name of it is so accurate because it feels exactly like water on the skin. I have tried other micellar waters that either make the skin feel so dry after and kind of like tacky and tight. And there's some others like the Garnier one that make it feel like very oily. This one doesn't do any of that. This just cleanses makeup perfectly and does not leave any residue. I don't feel like the effects of it after. Honestly, the best micellar water I've ever tried. I can't believe it wasn't on my list last year because it totally deserves a spot. I love this freaking thing. I just realized I have a Garnier micellar water, like what is this, a sample I guess, or a mini, and this was a freebie. I did not purchase this. I hate this freaking thing. But do you see the difference? Do you see how like there's like that oil that sits on top of the Garnier one? Do you see, I don't know if I can show it well, like do you see it right here? Like see how like oily it looks? This one just literally looks like water. Like literally, like I hate this one because this one always made my skin feel oily, and this one is honestly amazing. This does not do any of that stuff that the Garnier one does.
Oh, now that's how you clear a bitch. I don't know who that hoe is.
Alrighty, second item is from one of my favorite skincare brands, the Then I Met You Birch Milk Refining Toner. I love this freaking toner. This has been on my best of list probably for like, I want to say since like 2020. I want to confidently, I know it was for a fact like on my list last year, and it is on my list this year too. This toner is amazing. This is the step I do immediately after cleansing my face. This really helps with not only like chemically exfoliating my skin, but it's also gentle enough where it doesn't like strip my skin of like its moisture and hydration. It also really helps control my oils. So this is a great step that I do also before makeup. And I freaking love this brand. I freaking love this toner. I know that this brand is a little pricey, but honestly, it's worth the money. Every time since I started using them, actually, not even every time, since I started using them, I could tell a difference in my skin with these products. I love this freaking brand, and I love the name too. It's so poetic and romantic. Alrighty, third product is also from Then I Met You, and this is the Giving Essence. This is actually a duo offered with the toner. This honestly has done wonders for my skin. You can tell I'm like pretty much running out of it. I do have a backup already. This just gives beautiful hydration and glow to the skin, and I use it right after the toner, and this has also gotten best of for many years now, consecutively. Like I love this freaking thing. I love the combo of the two, and this and the toner really complete each other. And again, there's nothing more I can say besides like it gives my skin like nice moisture and hydration and glow. What more would I want? Alrighty, fourth product is my favorite cleansing oil of all time. This is the DHC cleansing oil, or deep cleansing oil. I love this cleansing oil. I think out of all the ones that I've tried, this still remains my top favorite. Nothing beats this bad boy, honestly. This does exactly what it's supposed to do. It cleanses my makeup beautifully, and it does not leave any residue on my skin. I hate when cleansing balms and cleansing oils do that. This thankfully does not do that, and I love it for it. Like this just cleanses my makeup, done deal. I go with a second cleanse, and I love the whole process. I feel like it just like makes it so much more enjoyable when you have good cleansers, you know? Alrighty, fifth product is this Ulla Henriksen Banana Bright Eye Cream. I have been using this eye cream for years. Of course, it's made it into the top 30 for many years. It did last year too. I love this thing because not only do I feel like it hydrates my under eye area and my lid, because I do use it a little bit on my lid too. The yellow tint that it has, it does help a lot with darkness. That's what I love the most about it. And also I love wearing it before I do my makeup. Again, on the lid and on my under eye. I feel like it makes such a difference. Like I can't do my makeup routine without this thing. Absolutely love it. Such a winner from Ulla Henriksen. Sixth product is this Clinique Moisture Surge 100-hour auto replenishing hydrator. Geez, that's a name. This is actually a very, very new product to me. I only started using it in December. This is actually Ulta's like birthday gift for December. And I was kind of like reluctant to even get it because I was so used to one moisturizer, actually the moisturizer from Then I Met You. But wow, do I love this one. I heard of Clinique having an amazing skincare line, but honestly, I was not expecting liking it this much. This really, really hydrates my skin. And I feel like although I do have oily skin, obviously moisturizing is very important whether you have oily or dry skin. But I've noticed with age a little, my skin has gotten a tad drier. Not necessarily like less oily, but just a little, needs a little bit more like tender loving care, you know? And this just provides that and a lot of moisture, and it's thicker. I like it especially because when I use retinol, obviously retinol does have that like drying feel to it, so this really helps. But I use it in general too, whether I'm using retinol or not that night. So I really, 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 really enjoy this product. And I know it's very new, but it deserves to be in the top 10 for skincare. Seventh product is this Paula's Choice 1% retinol treatment. This also got into the top 10 last year too. It deserves a spot this year as well because it's a great retinol. Honestly, I haven't tried any other retinols except this one, and I don't think I want to because this one really, really makes a difference onto my skin, and it's only 1%, so it's not like the harshest. I do not use it more often than twice a month. I know that the instructions say to use it more often, but I do not do that. I think twice a month or even once a month is more than enough for retinol. I don't want to like mess up my skin, but this has been great. It has been helping a lot with my acne. I do have acne prone skin, so it's a great product. I do love it very much. I do love Paula's Choice products in general. I think they have such high quality. Alrighty, eighth product. These are the Hero Mighty Patches, the original in this red packaging. I cannot believe, first of all, that this is the first time that they've made it to my top 10 for skincare. Like, these are just literally hero. Your blemish hero, it says here. That's what it is. It's a hero. I absolutely love these stickers. These help with my acne so much, especially with my whiteheads. They just help get rid of the gunk, oil, and it's very easy to like, I know this is going to be disgusting, but like to then remove or extract the gunk out of my pimple. These make it so easy to do that without me leaving any scars on my skin. Just an amazing product all around. From the same brand, we have this Rescue Balm Post Blemish Recovery Cream, and this I purchased at Ulta. This Ulta employee, she was very sweet to like explain to me how this works. Basically, after you pop a pimple or like extract the gunk out, if you want to be fancy, this is a great balm to apply after because it helps like, you know, kind of like healing the spot where, you know, you popped it or whatever. And honestly, it's really, really been helping, and a little bit goes a long way. And again, I noticed that I don't have a lot of scarring when I use these two as a combo. Like I put this, then I remove it, then I extract it, then I apply this, and it's just been amazing for my skin. Honestly, been loving it, especially when I have heavy breakouts, which I am having currently. So yeah, this has been a savior for my skin. Hero. Again, another hero. And last but certainly not least is my Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fussy specifically. Now, this one won the award, the Hairstyle Award, I guess, last year as well in my top 10 for skincare. And you might say, but what the heck is the Fenty Beauty Gloss doing here? This is a makeup item, not skincare. Well, I use it as skincare. This is my lip balm. This has been my lip balm for years now, since it came out. Like, honestly, it's the best product at getting rid of my, like, you know, like dead skin on my lips, or like just like fixing the, you know, like hydration when my lips get like too like dry and everything. This is just such a savior for my lips. I wear it underneath like liquid lipsticks too. It's just an amazing product. Honestly, I wear it at night and my lips are plump and supple the next day. I don't know, man. It's something about it. Just, I don't know what Rihanna put in this thing, but I know it's shea butter and magic too. Like, this is just a magical product for me. I love it so freaking much, and I go through these like water. I probably go through these like 10 a year. This was it, you guys. I talked so much, but yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please let me know, before I go, please let me know some of your favorite products this year, whether they came out this year or not. Please let me know. I love having conversations and discussions with you in the comments. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.